Jose Silva. A very interesting story about him. Perhaps I'll do a presentation about it at some point. Anyway, he discovered that brain waves have a significant effect on our ability to focus and concentrate. So his meditation techniques are specifically focused to bringing our brain waves into more of an alpha state. Beta brain waves are when we're, hyper and awake and functioning. Alpha is when we're in a more relaxed state. So I've started to experiment a little bit with these meditation techniques, but there's something else that I've also recently discovered, which is a technique that involves using biofeedback. Anyway, it's called open focus, but I'm not quite prepared to talk about it right now because I'm still doing some research about it. So these are things that I'm really excited about, and because the more that we can have our mind in a relaxed state in our daily lives, we can function in more equilibrium with our limbic system, and our prefrontal cortex is more balanced. When our brain waves are at a more relaxed alpha state, that has a significant effect on our ability to function better in both mind and body. So, okay, makes sense. Okay, good. Okay, I see that Tara has a question. I will let Tara ask the question. I just want to answer Alcy. I'm not sure exactly what mirror neurons are, but perhaps you have a sense of that answer, but I can get back to you on that one. Tara?
Okay, to be in charge of your life from the point of view of your creating your reality in your dream. And just recently I made a very strong decision to go to a very high level in business, and I felt this incredible, just this whole weekend, in fact, I've been working on this project, and I've felt just such a huge difference in my whole body, in my energy, in my whole being, just from, making a decision to decide to aim for something that is really, really high, the highest I could possibly go from where I am right now. And I'm just living this amazing experience of just total transformation, and I actually really feel it too in my body. So I'm asking a question. I know it's a very big question, but I'm asking a question around this transformation that I'm feeling.
Tara, that's wonderful, and it sounds like what you're describing is you're getting this high, you're getting this extra release of endorphins because you're feeling satisfied, and you're expressing yourself, and you're expressing your individuality and your creativity, and you're feeling, shall I say, empowered with what you're doing. So that absolutely releases all these wonderful feel-good chemicals in our brain, and that sounds like exactly what you're experiencing. So that's fabulous, and also by doing these things that give you a great deal of joy and satisfaction and fulfillment, you're also having a profound effect on your health, in that you're improving it. So yeehaw, fantastic, that's wonderful. Any other questions? Oh, I wanted to answer the question, Alcy, you asked about mirror neurons. So a mirror neuron is a neuron that fires both when an animal acts and when the animal observes the same action performed by another animal. So I hope that answers your question. Are there any other questions?
Yes, nice. Thanks, Avina. Yes, we have heard about the mirror neurons at the webinar about laughter not long ago. Ian mentioned that there are the neurons that help you to help us learn from watching someone else, as you say, correct? I heard that they are very important today because we learn a lot by watching TV. You know, we are conditioned all the time on a daily basis by watching movies, and apparently these neurons are conditioning us, are preparing us to think in a special way. So the simple fact to be aware of how this works makes gives us a step back to be extremely careful about what we stimulate our senses with, especially visual senses, what we watch, because they influence all our life, basically.
I totally 1,000% agree with you, Elsie. We are very, very much influenced subliminally very often by visual information, especially with with television, media, advertising, and it surrounds us, and that information is out there, and we're receiving that information. So it's not information that is initiated by our mind. So we have to be very selective with the media that we expose our eyes and mind to. So absolutely I agree, and that's why it's really important to take the time to carve out some space in our lives, preferably every day, to just be with our thoughts, to just be with ourselves, be with our breathing, just to just not do anything for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, to just be and tune into ourselves, and that gives us a stronger sense of ourselves, so that we won't be so easily influenced and perhaps influenced by external stimuli. Yes.
Even another question about visualization. I heard that just visualizing us doing an action sometimes stimulates all the muscles exactly as if we were doing the action itself. Have you heard about this kind of experiments?
Yes, actually. I'm so glad that you brought that up, Elsie, because what's amazing is that when we go into a kind of meditation, I'm using that as an example, and we close our eyes and visualize our favorite environment. It can be a beach, it can be a mountaintop, whatever environment, in a hammock somewhere. If we visualize our most favorite environment, where we feel the best and most peaceful, our mind actually doesn't know that we're not there, which is amazing. So our mind does not know that we're not there. So when we do those exercises, the more detail that we can visualize and think of, the smells, the colors, the climate, the temperature, the breeze, the sound, all of that, the more profound that experience is. So not only are we saving on airfare, but and we're not adding our carbon footprint to traveling to those locations, as nice as it would be, but we're actually physiologically experiencing those environments. So that's why it's quite profound exercise. And actually, those kinds of exercises are done with elite athletes in their training, those races. So they go through step by step how they prepare themselves in the race, putting on their running shoes, tying them up, and they imagine themselves going through those sequences